This is the book of Proverbs, chapter. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, Salakia. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, and verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. And the rich sit in low place. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachakodas Bakatah. Double honors to my apostles, the elders, a great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives, as well as their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And basically, I was sitting here, I was trying to find a topic, but earlier to today, I was listening to the radio. D.L. Hughley. I don't know. I don't think it's, he's based out of Cleveland. I think it's just, for whatever reason the show is syndicated in Cleveland. But Salakia, it wasn't even D.L. Hughley. It was Sam Silk. Now he's from Cleveland, and he's a DJ personality. And now he's making a little bit of money. At the end of the world, he got all these little restaurants, these little seafood restaurants. But he has a chain of them. But he also has a larger one that's basically like a club / restaurant. So it's for like a little bit higher end. I wouldn't say higher end because the food kind of, it's cheap and it's decent. It ain't the greatest. It's some Jake food that but it it's seasoned well and it's fish. What I mean, they sell Abomination there as well, but what don't, not in Babylon. But anyhow, he's a radio personality. Not to digress. And I was thinking about he was talking about how it was a Halloween party and a female basically dressed up as Left Eye Lopez from the group TLC, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and they was going into a time when she basically burnt down Andre Rison's house, his mansion, and they was just talking about the tact of at that time she was sporting, like, I think she had a scar under her eye, so she had like a band-aid or something under her eye, and whoever wore this costume, is this what they wore for Halloween? They were just talking about in bad taste, certain things, although he kept on pushing the fact that, it's basically you're deceiving. He kept on using that word deceiving, just show you how fucked up a place this is. You label Christmas Salakia, I said Christmas, Halloween as a term of deceiving. I just did a video about what the pagan origins of Halloween go back to. And Lord and behold, the Lord judged that guy Takeoff Halloween, called Loyam La Yahweh Shem Yahushua. To the point where you had a Jake, I forgot the guy's name, I think his name was Designer, a fellow rapper. He said he wasn't rapping anymore. Even Boosie Badass said the same thing. He said he ain't even trying to be a rapper like that. He said he'd rather be a businessman. He's like, it was basically feel that they're out to kill rappers. And then he was like, as much love we used to get. He was just saying some goofy shit. He's just showing you how selfish of a mindset a lot of people have. Vanity, vain. Talks about in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 about in the last days people will be vain. He's talking about how, people wanted to idolize rappers, but idolize what? You push a death culture, especially Boosie. I was listening to Charleston White. Boosie can't understand. Fuck Charleston White as well. I respect the fact that what he does is he figured out a way to gain attention. He trying to make himself relevant. So he's attacking these people that's literally like these rappers and whatnot. The thing is this, nigga, you be at the strip clubs and all this shit too. He was talking about not to digress and make this about that, but it's just, he made a statement. I was watching a video because he talked a lot of shit about Nipsey Hussle, but then he said, fuck Nipsey Hussle. He said, I forgot what is Nipsey Hussle's real name. Aramis or something like that. He said, I knew Aramis, He said fuck Nipsey Hussle because basically that was a character. So, he spoke highly of Aramis, Nipsey Hussle's real name, who Nipsey Hussle really was, as opposed to his character, Nipsey Hussle. Um, saying all that to say this, Boosie can't even realize, like, Boosie literally has done some, like, foul, fucked up shit, when you go into that Marlo Mike guy, that young guy that basically, Boosie used as his henchman, And that's why Charleston White basically attacked him. But he can't understand that. And that's the mindset of our people. But saying all that to say this, is the folly, I was listening to them literally debate on if it's wrong or improper etiquette to wear something that might offend somebody based on that when, it's a custom of literally just dressing up and portraying to be something else. Not realizing what this really goes back to is a pagan custom that was in blood and witchcraft and, it's things that's done, rituals done on that day. It's not just even Halloween. It's like from the 31st to like the 2nd or 3rd or something like that, if you truth be told. And I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, with all the things going on in the world, these goofy ass, our people just so, it talks about our people, my people are foolish, they're sottish children because they have not known me, you know, and fools hate of knowledge. Our people don't want to know. 2/3 of our people, they so consumed by the lust of this world, they want to do what Esau, Edom basically contributes, basically chasing after wealth or money here when all this shit's about to be destroyed. They're literally, they talk about famines and whatnot. They talk about pushing the digital dollar, whatnot. But these people are basically debating about, grown ass individuals wearing costumes or if it was wrong or, for, you got a guy like Kanye West that literally just did something that if it was set up, if it was the Most High put it on the spirit, whatever the case may be, he said something profound he has said something that was more profound than some of the shit that we've heard in the last 50 years, if not longer. Yet still you got our dumbass people that's arguing about a costume. That's not even our custom. So I just got to thinking about some scriptures because, our people, basically the Most High is not in the thoughts of our people, when you go into the wicked, the scriptures talk about it's a nation of people that are the wicked. And, and 2/3 of our people follow after the wicked. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10. And the point is, I'm going to start at verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. So who is the poor? Yasharallah. How was this country built? Off of the blood, sweat, and tears of our people. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. This devil is coming up with the devices, his imaginations, his plans to create a one world system, a one world government, and a one monetary system, And although he's going to bring that to fruition to a degree because it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's going to come to naught. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The Lord hates the covetous. You got 2/3 of our people that are consumed chasing the bag. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Power is not in all his thoughts. Or, I'm going to read it verbatim. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. And that's talking about first and foremost, this red Hebrew Edomite, Esau Edom, but it goes to 2/3 of our people too, because, again, they follow after, the devil. We know, and the craziest part to show you how it's all spiritual, Esau Edom has did a diligent search. The scriptures tell you that. So he's found Noah's Ark. I remember when I was in the workhouse, I found the book that was in the workhouse. They was tearing it down. So I took as many books as possible. They let me get away with that shit too. I came in there with nothing, came out with a big ass bag of shit because they was going to throw the books away anyway. But I came across all these different books, and the demon that I had children with literally would throw them bitches away, all kind of shit. Just real live demon, So anyhow, and it talked about, them finding Noah's Ark, basically Noah's Ark landing in Turkey, on Mount Ararat, So, saying all that to say this, with Esau Edom understanding and finding, he's found the scriptures, he's found the scrolls, he's found different artifacts, different monuments. You go do certain Google searches, you'll find out the certain things that they're found. The Lus Luna stone with the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua carved onto it. That was in the land of Issachar, or what would be called Mexico today. But yet still, they still don't truly believe. You know what I mean? They don't believe in the Most High because their spirit is not upright in them. And then you got 2/3 of our people that follow after that. You got really people mourning this guy Takeoff. Like, what did you really contribute to society besides fucking up generations of people? And you have to be judged for that. And that's why he was judged the way he was judged. You so much of a nigga, you worth he was worth like damn near $30 million. But yet still, you up here participating in a dice game with some niggas. And it's funny too, because you can see the fear in Boosie's eyes. Yeah, now you thought because you had certain kind of status that you were untouchable, well, anything could be touched. It tells you that if you are helped or hindered, it's all of the Most High. It tells you in the book of Psalms chapter 68, belong to the Most High belongs the issues of death. So if the Most High allow you to survive something, or he takes your life, or he requires your soul, that's all of the Lord. And raise up, he put him down and raise up. He put him down and raise up. This is the book of John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and that's talking about 2/3 of our people. And the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he's a liar and the father of it. And again, 2/3 of our people have adopted these ways. You had a lot of the hip hop community basically telling Kanye to basically it sounded like they say repent, like you did some sacrilegious or something. They like, oh yeah, just apologize. Like, what did he say that was wrong? He didn't say you weren't, Hebrews. He said we are Hebrews as well. How's that anti-Semitic? You said, you know what I'm saying? We could be anything. We could have been Egyptians. We could be Africans. We could be anything. And the craziest part was so cold. These men come out and say that boldly, like Kanye and Kyrie. They said and made these. Kyrie didn't even make a statement. All he did was post a link to that documentary from blacks to Hebrews, or from niggas to Hebrews. I forgot what was the name of the documentary. I've never watched it, but all he did was post a documentary. Now the thing is, they want to do something, but it's money involved in this. He ain't just like no average Joe, schmo. He worth money. So they got to do that a little bit more delicately. They doing a little corny shit, sending these Khazars, down at the ringside seats, on the ring side. I mean, not ringside, but half court seats to basically just be in his face. You know what I mean? Just like corny shit, like the brother said. He's like, Amalek is weak-bodied for real. You know what I mean? And then when like Kanye said, what did he say that was off? He's not the only one that said it. When you go into these people, they run certain industries, from the movie industry to the music industry. What's off about that? The Breakfast Club had that one Edomite, Amalekite on there, and basically he told you, he asked him, why would you put out music like that when it's pushing the content? And he said basically to eat. Like if you what I mean, like, come on. But yet still your nation's not pushing this shit. It's not pushed on your nation. You know what I mean? Because and you can see that rap is a death culture. I mean, look at how many rappers the elder Manatazak in South Carolina did a video, and he went from the last, I think 2010 to now, how many rappers died? And it was a hell of a lot. So, you know what I mean? Again, 2/3 of our people are like this devil. You got gatekeepers that's basically set up to, either indoctrinate or keep our people from basically coming to the truth. That's why when Kanye dropped down from when they took his money, that's how you know that, who rules the world when you find the people that you cannot talk about. You know what I mean? You see who truly holds power. Look at the state of Israel over there now. Basically, America pays them homage. They said that's a big ass welfare state. They're sent all this money. They have nuclear weapons. They have all these things, these different things, but they was a created state. You know what I mean? All these different nations basically helped create that. And it shows you how people don't really read the Bible. It tells you that the people will be put in the land by the Most High God, not by man, not that by the Balfour Declaration. This is the book of Psalms 49 and verse 11, because this is these devils' pride. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling shall, Salaki, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. You got these different cities and places that's named after these Edomites, these Edomite families. When you go into Israel, you got Rothschild. I forgot. I think it's a street called Rothschild. You got Rockefeller. All of these are Amalekites. When you go, they was going into how you got all these different Amalekites when Kanye made the statement he made. I never knew Jamie Lee Curtis was an Amalekite. Make a lot of sense now. What I mean? I used to think, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just was gonna, as much as wickedness as these fucking people did. So in their mind, they don't think that they don't think that they're ever going to come out of power. Because they're carnal. You know what I mean? They not trusting or believing in the Most High. It tells you in the scriptures that the Most High is not in all their thoughts. Where is that at? This is the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. Set your... Well, no, I ain't want that. Where is that at? Bear with me for a second. This is the book of Philippians chapter 3, verse 19. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an ensample. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Mashiach, whose end is destruction, whose power is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. And that's 2/3 of our people. Again, that's why a lot of the, hip hop community, our leaders, well, Salakia, let me reiterate. Let me change that, because, like I said, they're not our leaders. They're majority of Jake's leaders. These people. Jake looks at the people that literally are in a position or in limelight, and consider those as leaders because they supposedly accomplished something in Esau's system. But any true leader, that's really trying to cause significant change, literally is blackballed or he comes up against resistance. Take for instance, as much as I find Charleston White entertaining to a degree, but he's a nigga as well. But look at basically what Charleston White, on a lot of the stuff he says, he's kind of like a Kevin Samuels. Some of the things that he was saying were what made him go off Kevin Samuels was he wasn't putting Yahweh Shem Yahushua in his innermost thoughts. You know what I mean? But the advice he was giving was actually sound advice. And what is Charleston White really saying? He's saying, you do this in your community. Don't treat the so-called black woman like this. You know what I mean? He got on 50. I mean on Future, because he said Future got like 11 baby mamas. He said, and just popping and leaving. You know what I mean? So you got 11 women with 11 kids, and although you got the money, they ain't got no fathers. So you basically, because you got the money, that's okay. No, that's fucked up. You fucking up. You know what I mean? You like a nigga that ain't got nobody doing the same shit. What kind of role model are you? Some of the stuff he's saying is sound, but what makes it, makes him not worth shit, and what make him unrighteous is because he ain't putting the Most High in all his thoughts. Most of these people are doing this to fill their belly. And I heard out of his own mouth, he may be passionate about this to a degree. I can believe he loves his people, but he can't understand why his people are in this position. As well as he said he found out a way to use a platform to try to help his people, but he also is getting paid off of this shit too. It says, who mind earthly things. 2/3 of our people, the leaders, it tells you in the book of Isaiah chapter 9 that our leaders cause the people to err. You know what I mean? It talks about how the blind lead of the blind, if the blind lead of the blind, they both should fall into a ditch. You got our people that have positions or have substance in Esau's system, and you know what I mean? And they think it because they made it there, but what people don't understand is they are more conformed to Esau's system. They have a part, they're more on Esau's team. Look at Puff. Like I said, they brought Kanye down. He's supposed to lost $2 billion in one day, and then they said that Kanye's no longer a billionaire, but now Puffy is. Which he been a coon ass nigga. Like they was talking about Clarence Thomas. He said he wasn't an Uncle Tom. Get it right. Sambo. When you go into that story, it was Uncle Tom that was the righteous man. It was Sambo that was the nigga. So that's why the Lord gonna bring judgment, because majority of our people, the Most High is not in their thoughts. This is the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. Set your affections on things above and not on things on the earth. For ye are dead and your life is hid with Mashiach in power or in God. You got people setting, it talks about lay up your treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not basically, moth and rust do not defile, roughly paraphrased. All this stuff is going to be wasted away. I just went to the grocery store today. I got no meat. I got vegetables. I got vegetables, some little, spinach. I got some lettuce. I got like some cucumbers, some tomatoes. I got some things, but man, that shit came to $50. And I'm fucking with the cashier like, damn, shit's expensive. And she like, yeah, like people just like dead to this shit. What happens when you get, because this effect, they don't get a discount like that because they work at the fucking grocery store. Maybe at McDonald's. I remember when I worked at McDonald's, you didn't get the meal for free. You got a discount on the meal. So people trying to hold on to, it talks about in the scriptures how people that's trying to hold on to their life are going to lose it. And those that lose their life for Yahweh Shem Yahweh's sake is going to find it. This is the book of Luke chapter 12, verse 15. And take heed, Salaki. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. Covetousness. Salaki. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. So it's not about what all you can obtain on this side. It's about actually serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And this is especially, this is actually the whole duty of the Israelite man, because the law, statutes, commandments were given to our nation. Now when we are in the kingdom of heaven and complete rulership of the planet, all the nations will keep the law, statutes, and man. So like all the nations will keep the law, statutes, commandments, or they will be punished. They will be put to death. That's why it talks about a rod of iron. It should rule with a rod of iron. You know what I mean? The real freeway Ricky Ross said something. He said, he said you gotta know how to use that rod. You could be heavy with the rod, or you could be lenient with the rod, but you better learn to use that rod. So this place is going to be judged based on the fact that these people are focused on the earthly. I'm gonna end it with this: focus on the earthly and not on the spiritual. And when the Lord seeing spiritual things, because He's not looking at your possessions or what you have, He's looking at your heart. You got people that don't own anything that's out here that took a beating that the Lord is working with right now, because I know the Lord had to bring me very low to homelessness for me to actually come, not to come in the truth, but the Lord, for a multitude of reasons, I believe, took me through that. Some brothers ain't have to go to homelessness. That shows a lot about my spirit, I guess. How stubborn, how rebellious, how when I used to bring it up, it wasn't to like throw it up in people's faces. Like, you really think, who brags about being homeless? Like, sometimes I'll be just tripping on people's mindset. You really think I'm bragging about it? That's how fucking, the Lord had to bring me that low because of me. But at the same time, I'm grateful now because it wasn't fun going through it, but I'm grateful now. You know what I mean? You know, I understand that I may lose everything again, you know, but we all about to lose everything. The difference between me and some other brother that's never experienced this, I've experienced it before, you know, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua was with me that whole time. So call Loyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. I'm going to end with this. This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, and it reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua abideth forever. You know, and again, like I said, all these possessions going to basically pass away, you know, and to, you know, get any semblance of it back, they about to make you choose between serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua or basically going against, you know, the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So which, you know, made me think of Joshua. He said, I forgot, I think it's Joshua chapter 24. He said, me and my family, me and my house should serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. I think it's Joshua chapter 24. Where is it? Salakia. Joshua 24, I think it's 5. This is Joshua chapter 24 and 22. And Joshua said unto the people, ye are witnesses against yourselves that ye have chosen you, the Lord, to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. Verse 23, now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, power of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, the Lord our power will we serve, and his voice will we obey. Salaki, bear with me for a second. This is the point, Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord Yahweh, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So, you know what I mean? You know, you're going to have a lot of people serve their own bellies, serve, you know, they're going to try and serve Esau Edom just to have something in this world. And that's where you're going to be destroyed. So if you if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole, Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim, tossing four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwaf, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, which is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom, and wath lababah. Shalom.